Tottenham Hotspur are set to sign Joao Palhinha from Bayern Munich, and it could be an absolute game changer. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the skill set that Joao Palhinha could offer Tottenham, how he fits into this new look side, and why Thomas Frank desperately wants him. Joao Palhinha is a machine, and he offers Tottenham something that they simply do not have, or at the very least, to the extent that he offers it. Joao Palhinha is an out-and-out defensive midfielder who really utilises his strength, his reading of the game, and his defensive awareness to get into positions with enough time, with enough security to be able to dispossess the opponent more often than not. And immediately, if we take a look at this heat map, we can see the areas of the pitch that he dominates. And I really do mean that. He dominates these areas with his tackling, with his understanding and reading of the game, but he's also got that ability to be a little bit more aggressive. We'll talk about that a little bit later. He averaged a 61.7% aerial win rate over the last 3 seasons. I included this average because I wanted to include his Premier League experience as well as his Bundesliga experience. And in comparison with the Tottenham Hotspur side from last season, no other Tottenham midfielder had a higher aerial win percentage than Joao Palhinha over those last 3 years. And if we're comparing Joao Palhinha with Tottenham, especially with Palhinha's time in the Premier League with Fulham from the 23-24 season, in comparison with Spurs from last year, he had the highest tackles in the Premier League, especially when compared with Tottenham. And if you compare him with the Tottenham players who had the most tackles, Udogie with 75, Porro with 66, Matasar with 49, and Basuma, those are the 2 midfielders that had the highest tackles. Palhinha had 152. Immediately, this is a complete change for what Tottenham could have, and it's an absolute game changer when it comes to the defensive aspects of Tottenham's midfield and the real knock-on effects that it could have for the way that Tottenham want to go forwards, and not to mention the way that Tottenham's Frank wants this Tottenham Hotspur side to play and the backbone and steel that he needs it to have going into the new campaign. His tackling ability and reading of the game is something that I think could revolutionise the way that Tottenham play and the way that they look to build from defensive situations. His ability to move from the centre of the park over to both the right and left hand channels could really offer Tottenham something they currently do not have. Take this scenario for example. You've got Palhinha moving over to this side to try and contest the Liverpool attack that's progressing down this left. He has to win this tackle, else the back 4 gets exposed, but with his composure, with his reading of the game, he's able to not only go into the challenge and halt the play, but also make sure that he's giving himself the best possible opportunity to win this duel. And look at the way that he extends his leg to try and tackle the Liverpool midfielder. It's absolutely sensational. This touch on the ball is brilliant, but the strength, the composure, and the willingness to win the ball is something that you really do not see a lot in today's modern game. And even after that, it even allows his team to regain possession and then go back the other way. He's an absolutely sensational defensive midfielder who prioritises the tackle, and that is extremely useful, especially for a team like Tottenham. His presence and ability to diffuse situations could unlock the way that Thomas Frank might want to utilise this Tottenham attack and make them a little bit more potent, while also giving themselves the best possible options at some defensive solidity. At Brentford, what we typically used to see is Thomas Frank operating with this 4-2-3-1 system. And in this, what we had was the ability for the midfield double pivot to then break apart, allowing for one of the midfielders to then push forward. It gave the Brentford line the ability for those 5 attackers and those 5 defenders, but at the same time it also gave them the ability to have a midfield singular pivot to make sure that they're able to move across and diffuse any kind of situation. With a player of Joao Palhinha's ability and his reading of the game, it gives Tottenham that same security, the same security they don't currently have. His ability to read both the left and right hand channels while also having the tackling capability, not to mention the aerial capability, gives Tottenham a better balance in that more defensive area of the park, allowing for those attackers to go and express themselves in a little bit more of a freer nature, giving themselves those better attacking opportunities. It's through this that Thomas Frank might just have found his singular defensive pivot. A tackle is often seen as a negative action, a reaction to a positive piece of play from the opposition. But what if it was seen as something different? A positive action, something that maintains pressure on the opponent and also maintains the aggression of the side that's currently attacking, and possibly the side that might have just been dispossessed. Take this for example. This is what Joao Palhinha offers. This is Fulham moving forwards, but they've just lost the ball. Crystal Palace are looking to then play their way through in an attempt to create a transition or a counter-attack. But notice the positioning of Joao Palhinha right here. He reads this and makes a proactive movement towards the ball in order to maintain that defensive momentum and allow for Fulham to regain possession higher up the pitch. It's through his great tackling ability that he's then able to pressurise Michael Olise in this particular scenario. Look how close they are to the penalty area as well, the opposition penalty area. He takes the ball, he wins back possession for his side and allows for Fulham, his side, to maintain the momentum in this particular action. It's through this that he then gives the ball to Willian, who is then able to go and create yet another attacking motion. And in this Tottenham Hotspur side, I can see the aggression from Palhinha really reaping benefits for this side and giving a whole load of dividends for the attacking players to then take advantage of. It's through this that it allows for Tottenham's backline to push up a little bit higher because of that defensive presence of Palhinha in the side. It offers a whole new set of avenues and allows for Tottenham to maintain that pressure on the opposition a little bit more. His presence and defensive awareness give Tottenham the ability to utilise multiple compositions when looking to go forwards and create their side. We'll go through two right now. The first one is the one that we've really mentioned with regards to Thomas Frank's Brentford tactics, utilising the 4-2-3-1, but in this particular example, a midfield of Palhinha himself, Bergvall and Maddison. Bergvall in particular because of the hybrid nature of his play, his ability to go forwards, but also his ability to drop back into a deeper central position. In this, what you could see is Bergvall moving forwards, Maddison moving across to create those five attackers, allowing for Palhinha to move into a more central zone. It's in this zone that could allow for Tottenham to really maintain that attacking presence while also having a player like Palhinha with his screening to be able to move across and create a number of different defensive actions, giving them that backbone and that steel to then push off and then go forwards. It's through his aggressive defensive nature that he might move forwards with this Tottenham Hotspur side, maintaining that pressure higher up the pitch. It also gives the ability for one of the fullbacks to then go forwards and again creating those more attacking moments. The second option could look something like this, still looking to utilise that 4-2-3-1 in a more neutral way, but when going forwards, you're looking to have a midfield double pivot of Matasar and Palhinha. Instead of pushing Matasar on, you're looking for the progression of those fullbacks in both areas, looking to have the wingers start to make infield movements, allowing for link up between themselves and James Maddison, as well as obviously Tottenham's striker. When this goes forwards, what you're going to have is more infield movement, more interplay between the central attacking midfielder. In this particular example, it's Maddison, or it could be Kulusevski, but the progression of the fullbacks is absolutely key, giving Palhinha and Matasar the ability just to move behind these two as a bit of a buffer, giving themselves a bit more defensive solidity to protect Van de Ven and Romero, while also maintaining that pressure in the middle of the park, giving Maddison a bit more of a freer license to move both left and right, allowing for the real attacking play to come through those wingers and those fullbacks. Just two singular moments and two different compositions that Tottenham could utilise, that Thomas Frank could utilise going into the new campaign. This is what Palhinha offers, and for me, he's an absolute game changer. But of course, guys, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you, so please do get involved. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care.